Okay, if you're listening to this on its premiere, tomorrow should be comic book day. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Welcome to Superhero Deep Dive. I am your host, Jason, and I have a fun episode today. This one is going to be an obscure DC character named Crimson Fox. I remember her vaguely from like the late 80s, early 90s, I believe. And when I actually researched her, it was insane. It was so much more than I thought, and it's a lot of fun. So before I get into this, first of all, I hope you're listening. But Koron, happy birthday! I hope you have the happiest of birthdays and the most birthdayest of birthdays ever. Um, so yeah, but also I wanted to just give a notice that as per normal, these this information is pulled from different sources across the internet and may or may not be completely complete. I try to get the main pieces. I try not to. I don't get a whole lot of like the little tiny things because I don't feel that they impact the character as much. So it may not be completely complete, but they do give a really good insight on the current superhero that we're talking about. And if you are checking this out on YouTube, I've started uploading all of the podcasts on YouTube with like slideshows of character artwork. I do not own any of the artwork that is being shown. Once again, they are pulled from sources across the internet, and they belong to their individual copyright holders. So thank you very much. I am going into Crimson Fox. Now, Crimson Fox is this really cool superhero in the DC universe. She's actually a pair of identical twins named Vivian and Constance de Aramis. And I'm sorry if I'm butchering the names. They are French, and I am not. So, but they are twins. They are twins. And it's not like the Wonder Twins where they put their hands together and say, powers activate. They're not like, I don't know, like the twins off of G.I. Joe. They're not where they feel each other's pain. These are just normal twins. And what had happened was that their dad worked in like a perfume cosmetics corporation as like a research scientist. He was killed. He was killed off. The girls were bummed. And then they learned that their mother had died of cancer caused by experiments at the corporation. What gets me on this is that did the corporation do experiments on the mom without her knowing or without the dad knowing? Or did the dad have something to do with it? Because if he was a research scientist and then he experimented on his wife and she got cancer from it, it's pretty messed up. I couldn't find that answer, but she died of cancer caused by experiments at the corporation. And it says the company knew they could have lawsuits on them that could ruin it, and that's what led to the death of their father. So it's just there's a whole lot of stuff going on. Basically, corrupt billionaires, and they're French billionaires on top of it. So they're all smug and everything too. But anyways, when the twins learned about this, they swore revenge against the CEO of the company. And his name was Maurice Puente. It's Puentier? I don't know. I'm just going to stick with... Now, this was cool. They decided they're gonna turn into the Crimson Fox. And they're going to use their money, probably inherited money. And the research scientists, they get paid pretty well, I would imagine. So they had some family fortune. They were going to make their own company and, to go against this. But they also wanted to be the Crimson Fox because they wanted revenge. So what the two girls did was they decided, well, we magically have fighting skills, and we can handle ourselves. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw straws. Whoever gets the short straw has to fake their own death. Okay, so just follow me. So the one that fakes their own death, they're dead. Wink, wink, wink. That gives them room for one of them to be the face of the company and the other to be Crimson Fox. And they can switch back and forth as they want. That way if one of them gets hurt, the other one can take over and stuff. So, and no one can ever pin it on them because one of them's dead and the other one is still out in public. They can actually be in the same place at the same time to disperse any kind of suspicion. So it's pretty cool, right? That's pretty cool. So they faked the death of Constance. Constance was killed off by drawing the short straw. So they're both Vivian for now on. Okay, yeah, like I said, this would allow one of them to attend matters of business as Vivian while the other battled crime as a Crimson Fox. They did this because they thought it may be a bit obvious for a known public figure to disappear at odd times, kind of like Bruce Wayne. This allowed them to have the perfect secret identity. They later killed the men who killed their parents and got their revenge. And due to the fact she was a twin, or they were twins, and not just one person, every so often, Vivian and Crimson Fox's moods and mannerisms would change. Like, they would change pretty often. So the people that would be near them would be like, something's not right. There was another Crimson Fox that later emerged. Not much is known about her, so I'm not gonna worry about her. She at one point, I know she said she was an heir to the De'Ar misfortune, but nothing really went into it because Crimson Fox has never been a major league player, but the origin is cool. Sorry, I just had to get a drink. Okay, so powers. Crimson Fox can manipulate her hormones, or not her hormones, her pheromones. This allows her to control men and induce fear in women. She's also a stunning woman with great beauty. Physical attributes include super speed and agility. Her gloves are equipped with razor sharp talons that can cut steel. And at one point, Vivian actually died. So the fake Vivian was the only real one. Like, the one that faked her death was the only one left alive at one point. And when Vivian died, she actually gained heightened senses, and she kind of reverted back to her animal persona of like a fox. So, that's pretty interesting in itself. Every time I've seen her, she's always kind of given off this kind of like sexual vibe to her. And I'm thinking that's just the pheromones, where guys will see her, with the pheromones, they'll see her kind of in a sexual way, induces fear in women. So, women may look at her and just automatically get kind of mean-spirited. Because that's what we do when we fear someone, right? We just kind of shun them. I haven't seen any real relationships that she's been in. There's been artwork out there where she has been, like, it looked like she was flirty with Hal Jordan of the Green Lanterns, but I haven't seen anything confirmed, and Hal Jordan kind of has a reputation anyway, so would you really be surprised? I mean, I'm not. I wouldn't be surprised. I know she has a sidekick at one point named Tasmanian Devil, which I will actually be covering in 2 more weeks. 2 more episodes I'll be covering Tasmanian Devil. And it'll probably be a really short episode because I don't think there's a lot of information on him. But it always seemed like it was one of those things where she like cuddled up to him, and she was kind of like she kind of looked at him like the big brother kind of thing. I don't know if he actually had feelings for her or not. I'll find out, and you'll find out in 2 weeks. But yeah, like there just hasn't been a whole lot. Some fun facts about her. Uh, she was she was in the Justice League Unlimited cartoon as kind of like a background character. I believe she was in like 3 episodes, maybe more, maybe not. I can't quite remember. They listed them, but I didn't give too much thought into it because it was, because she was always a background character, so I didn't worry. And she appeared in the TV show Powerless, which is that one had like Vanessa Hudgens in it. It wasn't like a direct DC Universe TV show, but it was kind of one. Like they referenced it a lot. Like they referenced DC Universe, like they were in it, but it wasn't directly involved, I guess. But she was in it. I don't know if that character was the same version of Crimson Fox as the comics. It probably wasn't. But yeah. But they took an obscure character and they put her in a TV show that, from what I understand, didn't do too well. I remember hearing about it, but I don't think I ever saw it. Yeah, that kind of sucks. I might have to look it up to see if it's streaming anywhere. I don't know. Okay, but that's really all the basic information I have on her. Like when I went for obscure characters, I kind of nailed this one on the head. This one was an obscure character. I'm going to get into the power expansions in just a second. Before I do, I want to give you guys a heads up. You can catch me every Tuesday on wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. And I'm hosted by the Talkin' Nerdy to Me Network. They have a live show on Twitch called Friends with Benefits. It's every Tuesday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. 7:30 p.m. Central, and it's a lot of fun. And they actually upload their podcast on Wednesdays, so check them out. I also have another podcast called Before It All Starts Again, but that is actually ending. I'm leaving that podcast. That comes on Fridays, and I'm probably going to do 1 or 2 more episodes. So there's only a little bit of the time for that. But they're all going to be archived. Check them out. They're kind of like weekly updates on my life, and they also give really fun insights on various topics. So it's a lot of fun. And if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, request for heroes to be covered, any extra facts, I love it. If you want to have a discussion, I am 110% behind it. You can catch me on Twitter at B4IT1. So B4IT1. And use the hashtag superherodeepdive. Or you can email me directly at B4ItAll@yahoo.com. Yeah, next week is a request. It's actually going to be Stingray from the Marvel Universe, which honestly has one of the coolest costumes out there. So I'm looking forward to that. But that one's really obscure too, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, but let's get into power expansions. This is my favorite part of the show. This is the reason why I did this show. Because anyone can look up, the basic power sets, the general information. Anyone can look that up. It's fun to actually expand on it and be like, okay, what could we do with this character? Can we make this character better than what it is? Can we build on it? Do they need their own comic book series? Would they work better in a movie? Would they work as a show? Last week, I think we covered Moon Knight and, the upcoming show next year that they're doing. We talked about how that could be worked out and how it could be awesome and, with the multiple personalities. And you can check that out too, because I would love it if you checked it out. But with Crimson Fox, I really love her origin story because it's just quirky enough to fit in the 90s, late 80s, early 90s. she has pheromone powers and her parents worked at a cosmetic company. Like, come on. You know, that's incredibly cheesy, but in the best way. Like, that is French cheesy. That is le cheese. Uh, I probably said that wrong. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to culturally appropriate anything. I promise. But but you know, like it's just quirky enough to where it would work as a TV show. Put it in the Arrowverse, you know, with the Flash and the Supergirl and the Arrow TV show, like where they all kind of coordinate, even with the Legends of Tomorrow. You know, you have twins. One of them fakes their death so they can be a superhero slash entrepreneur. And you have small flaws and inconsistent personalities mixed in. Like, that's just a great show. It really is. Have them play it out. Just like the origins say. Like I already said, have them have mistakes where one sister may get told something that the other sister didn't know, and then they have to try to figure out how to make stuff like that work. Like if one of them is in the office, you know, being the head of the company, and she gets told something, and the other girl, you know, say she has a long night of crime fighting, and they just didn't get to debrief each other that much, and the next day, you know, the one that was out fighting crime, she's in the office, and someone comes up and is like, oh, you know, have you given any thought to what we talked about yesterday? And you know, she's got to try to put the pieces together without giving too much away. You know, that would be a lot of fun seeing that. Or even where, you know, one of them may be working the case as Crimson Fox, and there just may be something that they didn't realize, and, you know, like, you know, personalities may cross. I mean, you know, anything can happen with that. Because it's never going to go smoothly. And I think that's the fun part about it. You know, you can have them build up the hero aspect while acting ignorant and playing up the fact they couldn't be, like, you know, like, oh, I couldn't be Crimson Fox, you know, because I was at this business function, but I heard Crimson Fox is awesome. Um, because that's what they all do, and then they can have drop nods to like Bruce Wayne and Batman with this, like, you know, like, man, how does Bruce get through this? And you know, you don't have to address him by the full name. You can just drop little hints, like like you know, like she could be involved in like this big thing, like on both ends. You know, like a big business deal, and in the middle of this case that she's working, and they just look at each other and they're like, man, is it this tough in Gotham? You know, just to give a little nod. You know, I wonder if Bruce ever has days like this, you know, and to where it's not necessarily saying Batman directly or Bruce Wayne, but you know who they're talking about. And that kind of makes it fun. It kind of gives it a little Easter egg in it, you know. But they can have him be like James Bond in the sense that it could be like a French spy series that has just that little tiny bit of humor dropped in, just like James Bond does. You know, he's always got those little one-liners. You know, she could do something similar. I mean, I don't think she needs one-liners, but she could do something. But it could be exciting and funny at the same time. Um, you know, like there's always been kind of like this kind of sexual nature to the Crimson Fox, so you can get an actress that you know that knows how to move and do like the stunt choreography in a way that almost like a dancer would, because then you have that kind of gracefulness with it that makes it sexy. You know, I mean, let's be honest. You know, I'm not trying to be like misogynistic or anything, but I mean, let's call a spade a spade. You know, like that's one of the things that made Crimson Fox who she was. She always played with the pheromone power. She always played off that sexuality. So, you know, she can do that. It could be better than the '90s Catwoman with the Holly Berry in it, you know. But it could be something cheesy like that almost, but better. But I think it could be a lot of fun. What do you guys think? Let me know. Because I think it's a great premise that won't fit in the comics as well as it would in a live action situation. Um, so like, what if one of them develops a love interest for someone, and the other one doesn't, and they have to figure that out? Or what if they both end up crushing on the same guy in their different personas? Like, we've seen that before. Um, and that would just be funny. You know, like, there's so many things that could happen. But let's play off of it. I think it'd be such a fun series. Um, I smell something in the air. It's not croissants. Do you smell it? It's money. This would be money. So let's get on it. Let's make that show. Let's win some awards. Let's build a whole new fan base. Um, Especially if she's got a French accent, because that would be even better. But that's all I got for this. Let me know what you guys think. If you're listening, subscribe to the podcast. Drop me a line. Drop me a line on Twitter. Drop me a line with email. I'm always anxious to hear what you guys have to say. If you're listening and watching this on YouTube, comment, like, subscribe, share, whatever you need to do. Also, get in touch with me on Twitter. Leave a comment. Email me directly. I mean, the door is open. Let's have more discussions. If there are other characters you guys would like me to cover, I am all in. We'll figure it out. If it works, let's do it. And maybe I can even schedule something like where we can do, I don't know, can we do Skype calls or Zoom calls or something like that and record it? Maybe. I don't know. But let's have fun with this. Let's open it up. So that's all I've got for Crimson Fox this week. Next week I am doing Stingray. So I am looking forward to that because I've always been a fan of Stingray. Everyone out there listening, I hope you have a great day. I hope you are blessed. I hope you are happy. I hope everyone is smart. And if you're not smart, I hope you don't get caught. So have a great day. I will talk to you next time on Superhero Deep Dive. Bye-bye.